And so what we are doing now is creating a kind of a layered approach of very obvious layers. At the core of it is our product, which is the eGain Knowledge Hub. That has to be implemented right. And we believe that that right implementation, that prescription is something we have an approach that we are keen to execute, operationalize with all our clients systematically because it does work very well. And it has a lot of detail to it, and you'll hear more about it in the sessions in the afternoon when our team gets up on stage. But the one thing I'll tell you about it is just the observation, and Linda said this already, I'll just say it again, that knowledge starts with a question. It doesn't start with content. As long as you keep that in mind, which is the central sort of insight that animates our knowledge method, which is the prescription we have for implementation, you get the results that we believe are possible. The product itself that we have now is what I would call very self-evident. There is nothing magical about our product, but it's all put together and works in a way that you would expect it to work. In other words, there are tools and capabilities to source different content sources, do it very easily from different content sources, whether it's SharePoint or Confluence or silos in Salesforce or other CRM systems or website or PDF, doesn't matter. We can suck all that in. And then the content workflows inside our hub that allow your authors and managers to work with AI tools, and we have a whole library of AI tasks and agents that we have built out. And of course, we keep adding to that. You can add your own. And that helps you in rapid transformation and creation of knowledge. And once that is done, then the ability to access it in a conversational way, which is something more than what we have had so far, and I'll talk to that in a second. And we think that is also a game changer because it fundamentally improves the self-service experience. Our customers, and many customers have now started to see benefits, but one of the customers who deployed our solution about a year ago, this is a utility company out of Europe. The part I want to hit here is that their knowledge build, which is on the right side, top right, that was sped up by 5 times. So what would have taken them 5 to 6 weeks got done in a week. And that speed up changes the game because now you have quality content, you have trusted knowledge content, and all the AI tools on top of it just make things even better to deliver consumable answers. The knowledge method, which is the second layer, is also quite important in this. As I said, if you don't follow this method, in our opinion, if you go the usual way, which, by the way, one of our attendees this morning talked about a client that they're working with who has 60,000 articles, and they're just trying to bring all 60,000 articles into their new knowledge system. That's exactly what you don't do in the knowledge method. In the knowledge method that we prescribe, and again, you'll see more of it in detailed use cases later this afternoon, is you start with questions. You start discovering questions that matter. Not just, you don't even look at the long tail. You do the 80-20. But you have tools to do that. That's the key. Now in our solution, you have tools. You have AI tools working with experts that help you source all those questions, sort them, canonicalize them, find the top star questions, look at it, rating them by value and volume and effort, and figuring out which ones you'll attack first. Once you've done that, then you work backwards into the sea of content that you have on the other side and figure out which ones need to be pulled and transformed using AI and experts to give you the kind of knowledge content you need. And from there on, it's pretty straightforward, right? You apply your Gen AI capabilities, and that's the third part which I'm talking about, which is the match and deliver answers. That's something we think, again, there is a lot of opportunity to innovate. The last thing I want to mention is the program at the top of this product and process. And that is what we call the road to 75. This is our journey to get to the 75% reduction in customer service cost. And it's not a big secret. It's just the idea of applying, once you get knowledge built in your hub, apply it everywhere. Apply it across your organization, because remember, there is the ability to personalize. Without personalization, you cannot centralize. You try to centralize, it doesn't work for one user group versus another. That's the challenge with centralization historically. If you don't have, the architecture of content is not personalizable, then centralization doesn't work. You have to create duplicates with small variations. So with that, the ability to personalize, now you can have one knowledge hub for the organization, and you can have that knowledge serving all the touch points, in this case, that are service-oriented, all the way from proactive service through to self-service, and then to assisted service. And the front end of this, which is where we think the biggest bang for the buck is possible in terms of cost reduction, is self-service. Pretty obvious. And in order to do self-service, we are announcing this new capability, which many of you have seen, so this is not a secret again, but that's all right. The eGain AI agent.